Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video, as you can tell, is going to be about the new Wet n Wild collection that just came out, and it's based on SpongeBob, this cute little guy here. And I got to test some of this stuff out, and I'll let you know what's good and what's not. So if there's nothing else for me to say, then let's get started. Okay, there are a few items I don't have, mostly because I felt like I could probably get a good idea based on the other things that I already have here. So I do have, for example, I have the primer, this really cool primer. I don't have the setting spray. I do have the highlighter. I have the palette. I have one of the brushes, the SpongeBob one, as you can tell. I have Patrick, the sponge. I'm sorry, it's dirty. I just used it because I wanted to show you that I used it. I also have the sponge and brush cleaner, Gary. I have that here. It took me forever to find this collection. I don't know why it is, but Utah just apparently doesn't want to have stuff in stock until later. So I've been like searching everywhere for this because I really wanted to test it out. I wanted to see what it was about and just see if there's some good stuff in here. And there is, and there isn't. So we'll go in depth with this. First off that I have is the BFF Best Friends Forever Hydrating and Brightening Primer Mist. Now, first when you see it, it looks clear. You can see, but then when you shake it, it's all glittery. It's super, super glittery. So one thing that is good about it is that it definitely hydrates the skin. It didn't feel tight or, it didn't feel tight, or I could tell that my skin was just thirsty for, hydration and just something for it to moisturize. It did do that. The one thing I don't like about it is that I don't see a need for the glitter. Spraying it on my face, I could just see glitter, bits of glitter everywhere on my face. It did kind of give kind of a glow to my skin, after I applied my foundation. I'm sorry I don't have any footage of me using it, but I did. And I wish it didn't have the glitter. It's great. It did keep my, makeup on, and it set everything, and that's great. It kept it in place, but it's just the glitter part itself, I don't like. It's not the greatest. I don't get it. I don't know if it's just to kind of go along with the theme of SpongeBob. More things about that I want to say, and you can see on my face there's some stuff, but overall it's good. The glitter I'm not a fan of. I don't see a point in it. It's just everywhere on my face. Why? I don't get it. All right, moving on now to the sponge. As you can see, I'm really sorry again. I wish I had cleaned it before I started filming, but this is Patrick. They also have a SpongeBob rectangular shaped sponge as well as a Squidward, and that's more bulbous, of course, to go with the features of Squidward and, SpongeBob, his rectangular and stuff. But Patrick I specifically wanted because of his shape, and it works, of course, it matches his features as Patrick. So it has definitely a point here and a flat bottom, which I use very much for when I actually put on my foundation, and I think this is really great. I really like how this works. And what I like also about Patrick is that there's a point that I can then get into the corners of my face, in right here in my eyes, and just for other locations on my face. But overall, I think this sponge is actually really, really good. I've noticed that it doesn't soak up a lot of product. When I put foundation on the back of my hand and then, use the sponge to then proceed to put it on my face, I noticed that I did not have to use as much as foundation that I needed for my face. So it was great. Patrick did a great job. I highly recommend Patrick very, very much. I don't know about SpongeBob or Squidward, those sponges, very much, but I felt like specifically for my facial features and for what I use a sponge for and the specific little areas that are hard to reach, I like this one a lot more. So I highly recommend Patrick very much. Great job, Patrick. It doesn't soak, it looks great, and it's wonderful. So now moving on to SpongeBob's brush. I think this one is so soft. It's really nice. It's very gentle. It's not scratchy in any way. It's nice and fluffy. I do appreciate the fact that it is this one specific shape. It's just narrow. It works really well for when I was contouring with my bronzer. I could just get it, you know, in the specific areas, and it doesn't just seem to go everywhere else on my face. I was then able to use it right here on my jawline and then actually bring it down. So I really, really like this shape. The handle is really big and it's great, so I can grasp it really, really well. You know, if I wanted to, you know, use it on my other hand, I could do that. It's nice and big. It's good. I like that very, very much. I also know that there is a sandy Kabuki brush. I did not pick that one up, but it's really cute and it's pink. The bristles are pink. You know, for me, I felt like I wanted to test out SpongeBob because of its unique shape. And I know that there are some other brushes like this, and they are more for body and that kind of stuff. And I can definitely use this for body if I wanted to, but I really specifically wanted to try it out for my bronzer and see if I could do that. And it works really great. I thought it blended out things really, really well. It looked more in line as to where I wanted to place the bronzer versus, you know, having to use, you know, like a normal buff brush kind of situation, things like that. So, and even using, if I were to use, let's see here, if I wanted to use like an angle brush. So yeah, if I wanted to use like an angle brush, for sure, you know, I think that's great, but I also notice that this tends to then floof out, if that's even a word. It seems to spread out more, as you can see right outside of my fingers. This one I really like because it tends to then, you know, it stays a little bit more and it seems to want to be stiffer and stay in place. So I'm trying to push and it wants to not do that. It wants to go in. So I kind of like this more for bronzing application, bronzer kind of look, adding bronzer to my face. That's what I'm trying to say. This I think for sure would be really, really good to use on a daily basis. So I also highly recommend using this. Moving on now to the highlighter. You can already see it on my face. I could just tell how yellow it is. It's so yellow. I think this is kind of a nice idea. You know, they've imprinted SpongeBob's face into it. You know, it works great for, you know, for the collection itself. And I could probably see it being used more so in, you know, a summer kind of vibe look you want to pull off. However, I feel as an everyday use, and I feel more so for different skin tones, maybe darker skin tones, maybe could pull this off more so than lighter skin tones. I'm not thrilled about this specific highlighter. It's just a pow, you know, it's so yellow and profound. It looks really good. It definitely has that pow that you want in a highlighter if that is what you want. If you want subtle, you're not going to get it with this. It definitely gives out that specific shine, like right there. And, you know, I was looking at it and I'm thinking, dude, that's super bright, super yellow. It's very, very pigmented, you know, just one swipe across. I'm going to do like 3 here. And you can kind of just see it's just super, super bright. It almost kind of has an iridescent kind of effect to it. And it's just, you know, it's going to stand out so much. And it's really, really, really bright. Like I said, I feel more so that this would work better for people with maybe darker skin tones because it will complement it very well. For someone like me, it could maybe pass, but personal taste, I would not go for this in my cheeks. Maybe I could use this kind of as an eyeshadow placement kind of deal, but overall, I'm just be cautious with the highlighter for sure. Be cautious. The next thing I want to talk about now is the eyeshadow palette. Of course, this I think is like the biggest thing that is in the collection. I feel like everything else just goes around it. The quality of the actual eyeshadows are really nice. There's quite a bit of fallout in this palette for sure. And when I actually was trying to apply this blue eyeshadow that I was using as an eyeliner, as you can tell, Oh gosh, it was not pleasant because it just kept getting in my eye. So I would not recommend using this as an eyeliner if that is something that you want. In fact, I'd be very, very cautious using this specifically right at the edge of your eyes. It's so bad. It stings. There's a lot of fallout. There is pigment and it's great and it's wonderful, but it gets in my eye. That's the only problem that I have specifically with this palette. The quality is par. It's not amazing. It's not wonderful. If it's just something you want to have as a nostalgia, for sure, definitely get this palette. It's super affordable. It's under $20. I just personally would not recommend this wholeheartedly. So there's 18 shades in this palette, and they all range from really dark blues to, you know, a light pale. There's pink, a light pink, which I think I love so much. And there's a really cool bright orange right here. It has a little burger emblem in it, as you can tell. And that one's called Pretty Patty. So let me just read to you the specific shades of each of these. So there's on the first row, from left to right, we have Mayonnaise, One Eternity Later, Tartar Sauce, Shady Shoals, Bikini Bottom, and Aye Aye Captain. In the second row, we have Sea Star, Best Day Ever, Squarepants, Pretty Patty, Jellyfish Jam, and Gare Bear. Gare Bear. I can say that. Then on the last row on the bottom, we have Howdy Y'all, Me Money, Order Up, Absorb the Love, Load of Barnacles, and Secret Formula. And last but not least, I actually have, like I said, the Sponge and Brush Cleanser. This, I used Gary, the snail, that's this product, not a person, this is a character. I used the cleaner and I've used it quite a few times, and this cleaner is super good. I love this thing. It's so good. I used it to clean my actual brushes and Patrick and another sponge I have. You know, I tested it out and it's just so good. I don't need to swirl too much to get the soap off, and I actually was able to remove the makeup really quick with this. It's so good. I really enjoy it. It's $5. It's super affordable. You can't go wrong with this thing. Compared to other cleaners that are solids, I'm really happy with this one. So I definitely will be using this a lot. It's really cute. You can't go wrong with it. $5, super affordable. Get them at Walmart. That's easy for sure. My overall thought about this collection itself is that it seemed a bit scattered. I don't know if that's just me. You know, they gave us an eyeshadow palette, but they gave us face brushes, and they gave us, you know, this cleaner and then a Krabby Patty with those actual pads that you use to like rub off to get the makeup removed from your brushes. The one thing I have about the little Krabby Patty is that it's multiple parts to try and clean your brushes. I honestly don't want those many things to clean my brushes. I just want something one that I can use and be done with it. I get why they made the hamburger to go with the collection. I don't see a need for needing 3 pads to clean my brushes on. Like, I can just use one and that's fine, and I rinse it off and that's it. I know it looks cute and I know it's supposed to work with the collection, but overall I don't see a need for it. So if that's something that you want though, for sure you can go get it, but it's just multiple parts and I know I'm gonna lose 1 or 2. My child's gonna find one of them or just take the whole thing and I'm never gonna see it again, and it just becomes suddenly her toy. But overall, I would just pick and choose specifically what you want versus trying to get the whole thing if you do want some good things. So I hope this video gave you a little more understanding and gave you a better idea about this collection, and hopefully, you know, you can pick some of these things up yourself. I know as of right now, it has become available at Ulta Beauty in stores in and online. So hurry on over, definitely get some points there. And yeah, well, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And I hope you have a great day, great week, great weekend. I love you. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.